This is our JCB 532 teleporter, but currently there's a problem that we can't select second gear or fourth gear. Okay, so I have the shuttle off. I took the spring clip out from way off in there, and now I'm going to grab the bendy part here and pull one from the other. In sequence, that's the button you press for the horn. That's just a cap, spring, second spring to push the horn button back up. The big spring keeps a bit of tension down on this here. You see these little notches here? These are each of the gears. So obviously, like, it's going to be way off this way. It's going to be pushed down. That's going to be first, then you jump to second, then you jump to third, then you jump to fourth. Like that. So this is obviously the selector. See that spring there would put pressure inside there and keep this pushed down. That's why that's split up. Now there's inside there's two little tracks. You can see the two little silver dots just there, and there's two on the far side, and that just runs on a little track inside and touches the contacts. So that's how you get first, second, third, and fourth. Okay, so these two buttons up here, left and right, that's the horn. So the contactor will come in, make a circuit from this side all the way over to the other side, and that's the horn. And yeah, so look for reassembly, very carefully put everything back. Obviously it has to line up into the little holes here. This cap here, the middle one, this the brass colored one, two little tabs are pointing downwards. And now we're going to spin it around very carefully, and we're obviously in fourth gear, so you can see that fourth is selected. So on this, the solid bar is going to line up with fourth gear, and we're just going to give it a really good shove down and lock it in. Taking apart everything, I traced all the contacts, and they come down here to this plug. I worked out what this plug also does. So we transferred it onto a piece of card. So obviously this pin and this pin are the horns, so you can ignore them. When you're selecting forward and reverse, so it's this one here is 12 volt, this one is forward, this one, and this one is reverse. And for safety, these two have to be connected for neutral, otherwise the loader won't start. As in safety, that obviously you can't start in gear. So now the gears. This one here is 12 volt, so it's this one and this one is first. This one and this one is second. This one and this one is third. And this one and this one is fourth. But is it? So on my one, third and fourth are also connected to each other. So I think the idea is that there's not enough torque for every gear. So if you start from neutral, you can put it in first, it'll go forward. From neutral into second, it'll go forward. From neutral into third, it'll go forward. And neutral into fourth, it won't go forward, because third is going to be engaged. When you're going fast enough in third, it'll then allow it to jump into fourth. So it's like an automatic switch, where this is, for all the other gears, it's semi-automatic. So that's what I think is happening on mine. I'm not really sure, because I can't seem to select fourth gear, but I've never changed anything. Everything is original to the loader, so obviously it did work at one stage. So I think what's happening is it's going to select third, and when the loader is going fast enough, there's a sensor or a pressure switch somewhere else on the loader, and then it reads, okay, you're now going fast enough, now we'll jump into fourth gear. But currently I can't make it jump into fourth. I think second might be slipping as well, but I'm not really sure whether it's the solenoid is just getting stuck, the solenoid is damaged, or maybe one of the rings for the automatic gearbox is starting to wear out. Okay, so I'm in third gear. So we know that third gear is at the top. So we lock here. Third gear is at the top. And fourth gear is not selected. Okay, now I'm in fourth gear. Fourth gear, but then third gear also beeps. And if we remove that one, so fourth and third are also joined. So originally I did think that in the actual selector inside here there's a piece of metal or a little piece of shrapnel or whatever, a little bit of dirt that was conductive, that was actually touching the contacts. But actually the pads are actually designed that they are actually part of the one piece. So when you select third, it's third only. And when you select fourth, it's third and fourth. So that's internally inside it. So that's the way it is designed. And this is an original part from JCB. I've never replaced it. So yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. Look at the three solenoids that sit on top of the gearbox. So you're going to have three solenoids. The middle one is going to be common. The one at the front beside the handbrake is going to be reverse, and the one most furthest in, so the one towards the back of the machine, is going to be forward gear. So the forward gears are 1 and 3, and the other forward is 2 and 4. So because everything is high and low, so we're going to call this one forward low. This side down here is going to be forward high, and obviously then for the reverse is going to be, so these ones here are obviously the high gears. So this is reverse high and this is reverse low. These are common, so they'll be added into every equation. So we take forward low, which is this one, forward low. So forward low and common low, this one here, will give us first gear going forward. Forward high and common low will give us second gear. Forward low, which is up here again, and common high will give us third gear. And forward high and common high will give us fourth gear. And then obviously for the reverse, we're going to go reverse low, which is this one here, and reverse and common low will give us reverse going first, or going in reverse, and you can work it all the way down up to fourth gear. So if you're driving and you suddenly find that you have lost, say like in the forward gears, if you lost second and fourth. So second and fourth is here, so it means that obviously this side of the solenoid has actually damaged. Or if you lost first and third going forward, you've lost these two gears. Or if you find that there's a forward and a reverse one also gone, you may have lost the commons. So either this one or this one. If you suddenly find that you have, say like you've lost common, so that'd be first and third, first and second, and first and second in reverse, it's probably this one here that you've lost, because it's the common between both of them. So if you lost in one direction, it's probably these ones. If you've lost it in reverse only, it's these ones. And if you've lost it in both directions, it's probably one of these. Now on the other side, I have seen it happen before where I've lost both say like a first gear, and say like you've only lost, you only have third gear going forward, but you've literally lost all your reverse gears. So you could actually have lost a different combination. You could have lost two different solenoids. So yeah, this stuff just happens. Just either like they either get overcharged or they just break down over time. So you can actually get problems with the solenoids. So my current problem that I'm having is, so I can select first gear no problem and third gear no problem. So first gear is here, so low low, so let's say we got those two, and forward low, which is still this one, and forward high, which is this one. So the only one that I'm not getting is these two. So this might be my problem what I'm getting. So second and fourth are not working for me. They are kind of like, you can feel that the machine is slipping, that there's no power in it. So I think either the solenoid is just not activating, as it's not just shooting all the way across, like it might be just getting stuck, or else the bands that control this one are just slipping. So what I have noticed as well, because 3 and 4 are also joined together, that I can go, say like, if I can get 2 working, I can go first, second, third, and fourth gear is also activated. So like, my fourth gear seems to be up here as well. I'm not really sure why, whether there's some sort of problem. That's why I'm thinking maybe the torque is, it's like a safety thing, so you can go first, second, third, and only if you're going fast enough, it'll then allow fourth gear to kick in. So a way to diagnose this problem was to switch the actual plugs. So we took the forward, second and fourth, and forward, first and third, and we swapped the two plugs around on the solenoid. That actually created a different problem altogether. So now when I selected first or third, I actually did get second and fourth gear. The way I proved this was I had my phone with a speedometer on it, and I actually went faster now with the two plugs reversed. So the problem or the fault is actually not with the solenoids, it's somewhere else in the machine. Probably in the wiring or in the relays, which I'm not really sure. So I'm going to stay at it, and when I find out the answer, I will report back here.